For the next 7 days, I'm gonna be using zero social media. We need to find out more about dopamine in this series, so I found a really good book on dopamine. So the screen time today is... Right, I'm going to the library. As if I haven't done enough reading today. I'm also going through a tough time with a lot of personal stuff that's happening that I haven't really mentioned. I definitely am noticing my body fighting back to it a little bit. As much as I do feel good, it also is longing for those quick dopamine fixes that I'm no longer getting my life. It is Saturday, May 20th. We started this on Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This is officially day 6. I actually was under the impression that Monday's the last day, but in reality, since we started Monday, Sunday is the last day, which makes logical sense. Yesterday, I cut out caffeine. I had decaf, which yes, is a tiny bit of caffeine. As of today, we are doing no social media. We are doing no pornography, no drinking, no drugs, which we already do, no caffeine, which we very much so did not already do. I'm not really a sweets person. I'm more of a salty sweet person. The only thing that is a sugar bomb is my morning coffee. Could I have gone without that? Maybe. But there's no rule book for this. I created the rule book, so I do what I want. I am sleeping a lot better. I did just go through a pretty tough month and then really tough week in my life leading right up to this. So it's kind of tough to tell where my baseline level of happiness would have been, because it would have been atypical and it would have been lower than normal. I actually feel really happy this week. I already knew getting off social media was gonna make me happy. I feel clear, I feel creative again, I feel focused. I haven't had focus in a long time. I have self-diagnosed ADHD, which naturally is actually a lower level of baseline dopamine. So I produce less dopamine than the average person. The way that that is typically played out is through hyper-obsessions. I haven't had a hyper-obsession in a while. And so that has caused me to have lower levels of dopamine, aside from progressing in my day-to-day and my personal development. This has been one of the first weeks where I feel like I just feel happier without doing anything. I feel happier without having a North Star, without having an obsession, without having to do a bunch of hobbies. I feel happy. is currently the final day of my detox. I was thinking about it. Pretty excited to go on social media. No, I'm kidding. It's Sunday. We started this Monday. So this is day 7, 0 social media, which honestly as a content creator is hard in the sense that like I had to let go. Like I feel very disconnected from my entire workplace. I slept probably the best I have all 7 days last night, so sleep has progressively gotten better. I've noticed, this is something I noticed yesterday and it could just been a day, that like I started craving food so much. Like my cravings have gone up because I've cut all the fun out of my life. That sounds exaggerative, but that's not entirely the truth. But it just felt like maybe yesterday was one of those days where I was hungry, but I was like literally looking at every food place and I was like, that sounds so good. That sounds so good. I don't know if that's my body adjusting or if it's just because it wants dopamine. It's Sunday, so I'm gonna go on my morning bike ride, then I'm gonna come back. I mean, I hope so. And then I have church, which is probably gonna be hopefully the most peaceful church session. I don't know if we call them sessions I've had in a long time. And then we're gonna figure out how to summarize this whole thing. And I also need to finish the book. I've got about 40 pages left of the book. No, I read at a park yesterday, so maybe I have less than that. So we're gonna finish the book this morning. We're gonna summarize what we learned, whether or not I think you should do it, and whether or not I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna go bike ride. Got a church fit, ladies and gentlemen, but my camera literally, am I like zoomed in? This is the church fit, you know what I'm saying? Pick this little girl up. Don't ever let me say that sentence again. I picked this shirt up the other day at a thrift store, little Ralph Lauren, cut it off, cause obviously, like it was like down here, cause I'm like 2 feet tall. Don't look at my hair. I got product in it that's not set yet. I don't know what I'm saying. I think I'm losing my manhood, so I need coffee, but decaf coffee. This feels like a journal. I feel like I'm a scientist and I'm in the office journaling. Sun is going down. It is officially ending my last day of a dopamine detox. Tomorrow I'm gonna go through and give a full summary because at that point I will have completed the full detox. But I can tell you right now, do this. If you are accustomed to scrolling through social media, and be honest with yourself, even the slightest bit, you will benefit from just the social media part so much. If you're a regular drinker or you do drugs, obviously you will benefit from this a lot. It also frees up a lot of time, and I think if you're gonna do it knowing that you're gonna free up time, I think it's good to also assign some sort of replacement to that time. So for me, it was reading. I knew that I was gonna have more time, so instead of using my time elsewhere on negative activities, I used it to read a book that was progressive for this video. Obviously for me, it's situational and it's different, but to each their own. And I think that was really beneficial, was realizing how much time I actually spent on my day scrolling social media. I didn't use my phone for much. The only thing that's gonna take up time is I listened to a lot of podcasts and I had a lot of phone calls. I had more time to connect with people, my family and my friends. And I actually spent a lot of time with friends this week. Like I said, I am towards at least what feels like the end of a tough season. And I knew that with this being a necessity in my life, that also I needed to go out and spend time with friends. And I'm very grateful for the friends who spent time with me this week, and it's always a good time. And I made a lot of good memories. This is gonna be my last night of sleep. Tomorrow I actually head out to California, so we'll end this video either in the morning, either en route to California or in California. And that will be my re-entrance to social media. This has also made me realize that I'm very much so not going back to my previous habits of social media. I think this 7 days at least gave me enough time to break those habits, and so now I'm not gonna let them come back. I'm probably gonna start limiting my phone usage to the morning and at night. The goal is honestly that you can get, even as a content creator, and I know that sounds crazy, it depends on what niche you're in, but for me, I don't need to consume much, if any, for the content that I want to make. So for me, it's like I can do everything I need to do on social media for 30 minutes, maybe an hour in the morning and in the evening. And besides that, I have no need to be on my phone. It's really a distraction, and someone like me who has ADHD, it's not a healthy one. I have a lot of knowledge I'm really excited to share with you guys about dopamine this week. It's actually been insane, and I've learned a bunch of other stuff that I will be sharing with you guys in other videos. I'm really in a learning season of my life right now. Like, I'm obsessed with reading and I'm obsessed with learning, and especially when you don't know exactly what you want to do in your 20s, take the rest of the time to learn. Soak up as much information, even in the general direction of the things you enjoy. For me, it's personal development and bettering myself, and again, health and philosophy and psychology and all these things, but whatever it may be for you, at least you'll have an idea and just gather information, skill stack in that area. It's the best you can do. I don't even know where I was going, so I'll wrap today with this. I had a moment where I was reading my book downstairs by myself, no one was home, and something in the book made me laugh. And then I just got that like contagious giggle, and I just kept laughing by myself for 30 seconds. I have not done that in the longest time. I haven't had the ability to find something that amusing by myself in so long. It feels like laughter is trying to leak out of my body. I cried at church today. I don't even know why. I have no idea why. Was it very public? No. Ashamed to say that I moderately hid it a little bit, because crying in the church is intimidating. This is really off topic to the point of the video, but I am very in touch with my emotions this week, and I feel very happy and giddy, and I love it. And I fucking hate what straining your dopamine on a daily basis does to you, and I'm really happy that I took this week. And I do want to shout out Iman Gadzi, an entrepreneur that I followed for a long time, and this was kind of inspired by him. I probably wouldn't have done this if I never saw his Dopamine Detox video. I just wouldn't have never sparked my interest. I actually knew I needed to get off social media. I knew I needed to take a break. I just didn't know I was going to turn it into actually implementing a detox into my life, and let alone documenting it. So if you haven't seen Iman's content, it's phenomenal. I'm a big fan of everything that kid's doing, so I figured give credit where it's due. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna sleep so good.